Seen that shit.
Hello, today I'm going to be reviewing my Electrolux Dryer, and I've had this just over 2 years, coming up on 2.5 years since I bought this house. This is the one that I chose to go with it. I'll go over the pros and cons and any secret tips that I've learned along the way. And so, as you can see here, I just did a load of towels in the washing machine. So these are ready to be dried. It's incredibly easy to empty the dryer trap, so it just pulls right out. There's a little track right here so you know which direction it goes. It just goes along that little thing right there. And then from the top here, it is a lot easier to do with two hands, but I'm holding the camera with the other hand. So it just pops open. The lint usually starts at the bottom on both sides and then works its way up. But I empty this after every load, so that's why it's so empty. And that is a secret tip too, is it's very important that you empty the lint trap after every load so that you don't have buildup and you don't risk any damage to things. So I have a trash can here right next to it. The only thing that I had to do when I got this was install the little lint chute thing. I'm not sure what this is called, but this little pipe. My tip there is to make sure that it's long enough, because it was actually quite difficult to get it to fit on this exit pipe while keeping it on here, because the people who brought this over, they cut it just barely to length, and so it's incredibly difficult to get on there. So maybe cut that a little bit longer than you need, longer than the minimum. Uses one of the giant dryer plugs, so that should be in your house. If not, you'll need an electrician to use this. And so now that I have the towels in there and I have the lint trap cleaned, I use dryer balls instead of dryer sheets. I got these from my work, so they work really well. That's another secret tip, is if you don't want to do the dryer sheets and constantly throwing one in there to remove the static electricity, those are really nice. What happens is they will get thrown around by the dryer as it's cycling, and they'll just bounce around and they'll take the electricity out of the clothes, but they'll also help keep them dry. They work really well. I think I have like 6 of them in there, but you can do it with as few as 2. So to close this, you just push that close. Turn it on is simple. I have it on eco mode, which is through the options. I'm not going to change that, but you could change the settings here just by turning this knob. It's very easy to use. And I know I could put it on towels, but I always just leave it on normal. That seems to be enough for me. I'm not sure if it's because this is so good or if it's because of the dryer balls or a combination of the two, but I just usually leave it on normal. I have found that when I do what I would call a double load, when I didn't do laundry on the day that I needed to, and then I wait like 2 or 3 days, if I have extra stuff in the load, what I'll do is I'll put it on normal, and then it won't be quite dry, so I'll have to do an instant refresh as well, which is like only 10 minutes. That seems to do it for an oversized load. You can change some of these settings here. I keep it on normal dry and normal temp and normal dryness, but you can cycle through these just by pressing the buttons. You can see that it changes the amount of time. The reason why this only cycled normal to low is because I have it on eco mode. And then finally I have it on eco, and so all of this kind of calculates. It should be 71. That's why you saw it kind of calculates as I changed this. So it's already on auto. And so once you have all of that selected, you just hit start. And there it goes. I do have batteries installed in my garage so I can see how much power it uses. What I found is the the dryer and the washing machine, but the dryer specifically uses a lot of power in the first like 2 or 3 minutes of operation, and then it sort of levels off, and it's not much higher than a couple of lights on, or like charging a laptop or a computer is what this ends up being after it's kind of kicked up. So I'm not sure if it's because right now it's heating up everything. That's what I suspect, is it's using a lot of energy right now to heat things up, but the power usage will drop considerably after a few minutes. So I do run this when I have the solar panels and the sun is out, but that is all I really have to say. It's pretty good. I do laundry every week, and I do 2 loads. So for almost 2.5 years of having this, that's a lot of loads that it's gone through. Occasionally I'll do other loads of other things too. So that's the minimum number. So that's about 120 loads or so, 130 minimum, just of clothes and towels. So that gives you an idea. It still runs fine. I haven't had any issues, and as you could tell, it still looks really clean, and the lint trap is good. So I recommend this. I like it. When it runs out and it finishes its cycle, what'll happen is it will make a chiming noise, and I can actually hear it downstairs. So it's not so loud that I can hear it in the room next to me, and it's disturbing. It doesn't disturb me if I'm on like a video call for work or anything like that, but I can hear all the way downstairs. It's just barely audible. And you'll notice here it changed from 71 to 101 minutes, and I suspect that's because it knows these aren't clothes, and it has figured out how much it needs to actually dry to accommodate the towels and the weight. So I trust this. They did a really good job. So I hope this was useful, and thank you for watching.